My name is Patty, and I work with Hybe and Big Hit Productions as talent management and acquisition. I understand you're interested in the artist business management team that would be working with TXT or Tomorrow by Together.
Yes, ma'am. So exciting to meet you. Thank you for your time.
Of course, that's great. I am also so excited to meet you. So, a couple things. My goal for this interview is to get to know you a little bit better and understand what motivates you to work with our company and the artist. I'd like to better understand your qualifications for the position and answer any questions that you may have about the position. So I'm going to be asking you a couple questions, of course, just about you, and then a little bit more specific questions about your qualifications. I just wanted to let you know that we typically record these interviews for reference so that the senior management team can become familiar with everyone. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Sounds
right.
great.
Great. So I'll start the recording. This is Patty Lasher. I'm here with Shelby Wedgeworth, who has consented to being recorded for archival and reference purposes. Shelby, if I can just get you to verbally agree on the recording, then we can get started.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
I love it. Thank you, Shelby. Okay, so tell me, who is your favorite K-pop artist and why?
So definitely Yoongi. For me, he really bridges the gap between like K-pop and grunge. So he kind of checks all the boxes for me, honestly.
Honestly, yes. Of all of like BTS in particular, of all of the solo projects, Yoongi's has definitely been my favorite because I'm kind of a real big hip hop fan. So yeah, I would agree with that. Yoongi's definitely some of my favorite solo music from BTS for sure. So what makes you passionate about the K-pop industry?
Um, what I really love about the K-pop industry is how they bring fans and artists together more than any other genre that I've seen. I mentioned that I was a big grunge fan, and it's great to be a fan. It's great to buy a t-shirt, but the camaraderie that is involved with being like a K-pop fan is just unheard of. And it really fosters the feeling of, feeling included and just understood.
I would definitely agree with that as well. Kind of the relationship with the fans, fandom is kind of gone next level with K-pop, and so that's also one of my favorite things about it is, when you're a fan of a certain group, you kind of become family. And there's a saying
Yes,
like you're
ma'am.
never alone in K-pop, so I love that too. So what motivates you to work for Hybe specifically?
So, um, I love the way that Hybe manages their talent. Um, they make sure that they're safe. The boys are safe. They're taken care of. Um, they have what they need, but they're also able to take care of their fans as well. Um, it's like having parents. And I just really respect the way that they can bring their um, artists and fans together. Sorry.
It's okay. I have one of my own. I'm kind of surprised he's not right here also. Um, so tell me about your, oh, sorry, I'm almost skipping ahead on you. So what would you like to do when after this contract is concluded? So what are your long-term plans?
Long-term plans are to move to Korea permanently with or without my cat. Um, and to meet a nice Korean man or woman and settle down.
I love that. Yeah, being in so I moved over to Korea, the first couple of years I worked with Hybe. And honestly, I haven't had a lot of time to date, but I'm kind of the same mind where I really am ready to settle down. So I get that. So I love that. Okay, so tell me about your experience with the English and Korean language. So, are you able to speak and write in any other languages?
So funny story. Not only am I fluent in English and Korean, I'm also fluent in Pig Latin and Klingon. So I got your back in a galactic war.
In the, in the universe, not only the Earth languages, but also across the universe. I love
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Well, if we ever need a translator for Klingon, I will be sure to write your name down and keep you kind of on my desk.
Appreciate you.
I love that. Okay, so tell me about a time that you had to communicate in writing in your spoken languages.
So interestingly enough, in college, I got this weird virus when I was studying abroad. I got sick and I actually lost my hearing and my voice. Like I couldn't use my vocal cords at all. So I could only communicate in writing. I don't know sign language, and so all I had was writing. Um, it was really hard. You don't understand how important context is, because you can convey a tone when you're speaking, but when you're writing, you can't. So you have to be way more careful about how you're coming across, your vernacular, your punctuation, and to ensure that the context is correct in a conversation.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wow, I'm first of all, I'm glad you're feeling better. Um,
Not
that's
contagious,
incredible. Yeah,
I
awesome.
promise.
But no, wow, that's incredible. All right, awesome. Thank you for sharing that with me. So, how do you stay focused when you're working to meet an important deadline?
Believe it or not, I put my headphones in and I blast K-pop, mostly BTS, little Stray Kids, guilty pleasure, sorry.
Oh,
Um, but I blast it, and for some reason it really helps me focus. Um, the music is so positive, and so it kind of just, I don't know, makes me feel really good about myself, and I can focus and be more productive.
that's amazing. So I will say maybe I have a little wolf tan here or there.
Good
So
gracious.
yeah. So I understand stray kids are hard to resist, even for somebody who works for a competing company. But so no, thank you for sharing that with me. That's great. Kind of the same. I think music helps a lot of us focus and kind of stay in one lane. One of our artists, Yoongi, of course, is working with children with autism. He has actually his own center, and he's contributed a lot of research to helping children with autism kind of come out of their shell. And so we're really proud of that work that he's done. And I would definitely agree with that, that music is really, really important in a lot of different aspects. So I love that answer. Thank you. So let me ask this. How confident are you in your ability to pick out small details and why?
Um, so this isn't something I actually normally tell very many people. Um, but one of my favorite hobbies is to find typos in menus and books and communications. Um, it just gives me energy. Uh, and for some reason the details, like the errors and other details, really stick out for me. Like I can see them. So yeah, big fan of details.
Awesome. I love that. I never really thought about it, but I feel like I kind of do that too. It's always just a little exciting when you see a typo in a book that's published. You're like, did they not catch that?
I am just saying, Miss
That's
Ma'am.
that's incredible. Definitely the kind of thing that we would be looking for sure. So tell me about how you manage several projects at one time and how do you prioritize which tasks are most important?
So interesting question. I actually recently had to lead an entire um reset in our home theater department with televisions. So not only did that require a lot of prior planning, but I had to provide training to employees in order to be effective helpers for me during the time. I had to collaborate with other leaders and other employees from departments across the store. And it took us all day, but we met our deadline, and I was very proud of the employees that I was able um, to assign to the project and to teach.
That's great. So you have a passion around teaching then, it seems like?
I really do.
Okay, that's
Like
good.
to help somebody succeed in their current role and beyond is really the best thing that I can do
Okay.
in my position.
Okay, I love that. And then, so tell me how you manage several projects at one time, and how do you prioritize which tasks are the most important?
So I'm not sure if you are familiar with um, the Eisenhower matrix. Are you familiar with the Eisenhower matrix? With the quadrants
Yeah, you've got
vaguely?
four boxes, right? And you kind
Yes,
of
ma'am.
okay,
So essentially, you prioritize projects based on a scale of importance, um, and the amount of time it's going to take you.
okay,
So your level of importance and the urgency of it.
right,
So
okay,
it really, really helps me. I had a GM a long time ago who showed it to me and it blew my mind. And it really helps me to organize my thoughts on a day-to-day basis, even at home. Like I'm able to kind of fill out that quadrant. And it makes things a little bit more clear and concise for me because I'm kind of a black and white sort of person. Like put it on
yeah,
paper, check it off the list.
yeah, I understand. It seems like that would be something that's really helpful when you have just a lot of stuff that you're looking at. You're a little bit overwhelmed, and it's like, okay, I'm going to get this into. Well, hello. What's your kitty's name? I
I'm
have to know.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Um, his name is Eric Northman.
No way, from the vampire show, right?
True Blood, yes.
Yes. Oh, that's incredible. My
I like the lore behind Vikings, so
yeah, that's amazing. I also have a cat, and his name is Bob. He's so cute. Okay, so let's see here. I got distracted by the fur. Okay, so we're actually on our last question. So tell me about a time you had to complete a project as part of a group.
I often have to collaborate with multiple departments in my day-to-day job. So I'm primarily responsible for, like I had mentioned before, and like you read in my resume, I'm primarily responsible for kind of the look and the feel of the store, but I'm only there 40 hours a week. And so it is incredibly important for me to collaborate with multiple departments and multiple employees to ensure the look and the feel continues after I leave, and that I can delegate a task and know with confidence that it will be completed.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for answering all of my questions. I really enjoy getting to know you and learning a little bit more about your passions for K-pop and artist representation. I feel like I have a good understanding of how well qualified you are for the position. So, Shelby, now you get to put me in the hot seat. So, what questions do you have for me about the position? And I'll just mention that I may not be able to answer some questions until you're fully hired and onboarded, just because that information may be part of a company do not disclose, but I'll certainly do my best.
Well, I've been wondering this whole time actually, who is your BTS bias and why?
My BTS bias is Jimin. You can't see it because I have my background blurred because new apartment, just moved in, a little messy, but Mr. Jim is actually right here. So a really good friend that I had in the US that introduced me to BTS. The video that I saw, the boys were, it was a very energetic video, and the boys were kind of, it was one of their earlier releases, so they were younger. They were riding around on like bicycles and stuff and dancing, of course. And Jimin was actually wearing suspenders. And so I didn't know his name at the time, so I just kept calling him Suspenders. But I thought he was adorable. And then the more I learned about him, he has a background in dance. His parents, didn't have a lot of money. They actually sent him to Seoul when he was about 16 or 17. A lot of the K-pop trainees start when they're really young, and so that was certainly the case for Jimin. And just his story and how sweet and kind he is, just absolutely, like, he is my ultimate bias for sure. So yeah, Jimin, my whole heart belongs to Jimin.
I love that.
Thank you. What else? What other questions do you have for me?
Does this position involve travel?
Yes, it definitely will. So you won't ever be at any sort of expense for traveling as part of the group or the management team. So part of your responsibilities are not only coordinating schedules, managing budgets and things like that, but also traveling with the boys. So this is Tomorrow by Together. There are 9 members of the group. And so their managers do travel with them to kind of help them keep track of important documentation. If you can imagine, they're pretty well known, so they do have quite a following. Paparazzi show up at the airport, and it can get a little bit crazy. We have learned the hard way with BTS that we definitely need some help. The boys need help, keeping their bags with them, their passports. Jimin left his bag on a bus. And so we had to chase the bus down. Namjoon lost his passport in Switzerland, so we had to get him emergency documentation just to get him home. He wasn't able to, I know, he wasn't able to participate in the rest of the trip or the shoot. So now like I said, we've learned our lesson. And so the managers usually travel with the team to make sure that they keep a hold of all that important stuff so that we don't have any.
So adultier adults.
Yes. Like you said.
Fair.
Parents. Some of these boys are still in their 20s, and they have other priorities than their passports. Apparently.
That's fair.
Certainly will involve some travel, but we will cover any cost, of course. You'll have a meal card, we'll cover meals and things like that. So
excellent. So last question. When can I expect to hear back about this position?
I will say,
or any other position you think I might be a good fit for.
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, we do record these interviews. We will pass them along to the senior management team. So I would expect no longer than a week. We definitely need to get somebody in position soon. And I do understand it's going to involve some international travel for you. So the sooner the better. And the team, like our senior management team, will keep your interview on file. So if for some reason they don't think that you're a great fit for this position, they'll keep you in mind for anything else that comes up. So we do have, so this is a 1-year contract, an annual contract. Sometimes we do have shorter contracts that come up to fill in leaves of absence and things like that. So anything else that comes up that
I'm so sorry.
It's, don't apologize because
they're shelter babies. They need to be able to do whatever this is.
Oh my gosh, I love him so much. But yeah, so I completely lost my train of thought.
If you hire me, he'll have more cat food.
You'll bring him with you, and I really hope you bring him to the office because
get out of there.
We could really use some of that energy.
You can have him.
Okay, all right, but So yeah, no more than a week, and we'll definitely let you know. If this position doesn't work out, we'll definitely keep you in mind for anything else we think you could be a fit
Fantastic.
for. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, if you don't have any more questions, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much, Shelby. I really appreciate meeting you. It was really nice to get to know you and your cat. Um, but yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. I look forward to hearing to you
Of
from
course,
you.
yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.